Alright, beer back. Alright. I'm back and on to the cards. Dive right into a game with Commando by the numbers. I compiled all the data from all the Commando deck lists from the tournament. This is what I came up with. I'll show it off after we play a game with it, and my spreadsheet. Okay, we got one ramp. That's good. We'll keep the convoy so we can turn to America at War. Get the production from this. Oh, they discarded a Molotov. Molotov is such a strange card. It's really well designed. Deal 2 damage to any target. The enemy has to discard a card, but you have to discard Molotov at the end of your turn. You have to throw the Molotov cocktail right away. Or don't do anything. Extra credit slot. We're ramping. X for 0. Okay, we have the double ramp for next turn. I think we just draw 2 here. Draw with the 2 mana one, I mean. He ducked down to a War Machine. The quickest ramp. Late to the party, though. Bonds. So good. Gets you 2 credit slots, and you draw a card at the start of your next turn. So we'll actually go up to 9, the max hand size. They come. Alright. It's time to do the commando thing. Street. Wave after wave could clean up next turn. Yeah, let's take the wave after wave. Do T. I think I'll hold the other duress. Suppress a unit. Suppress is silence from Hearthstone. This game is very Hearthstone-like. Like, your creatures can attack other creatures. These particular guys have smokescreen, so they can't be attacked. But they can get spells cast on them. Killed one of my commandos. The whole deck is based around these commandos. Whenever you give an order, which are the spells in this game, deal 1 damage to a random target. It's a ton of fun. Alright, yeah, let's just do the wave after wave here. So it has to be my second spell. I think we'll ramp. We can set up a big commando turn next turn. We have another commando raid. For 5 mana, it does 1 damage and gets you 2 of the commandos. The deck has 3 of these and 3 of the commandos themselves. Another route. You didn't like the wave there? The board wasn't big enough? Yeah, we could have just made commandos and had 3 commandos pinging. Tempted to ox that just to try to get a card out of it. Put off the commandoing. No, I guess we commando now. We do have the Baker Street. Gets you a rebuild. Big commando. Draw. The commando. Yeah, there was no reason to wait. We have a better commando turn next turn now. And that guy kills himself anyway. We're immune to crossfire. With 1 commando. Alright, 5, 6, 7. And then we have 5 more manas for spells. Yeah, it seems about right. I don't think we want to put another commando. Nice, a convoy. Every order I give is 4 damage. I was supposed to duress first. Oh, we drew a 1 costume. I need to duress the 6/6. Good enough to silence my own guy. I assume you don't get the ping from him. Maybe you do anyway. We got him. A welcome offer. Don't miss this 4x value for $2. What do you offer me for $2? 50 diamonds, 150 gold, and an elite core pack. It's an elite pack. This pack is guaranteed at least 1 elite. Ooh. Diamonds are like dimes, so that's like $5 worth for $2 Canadian, $5 American worth for $2 Canadian. So it is a decent welcome offer. That is a mental deck. It's so good. Yeah. And they just had a tournament last week. It was like 16 of the best players fighting for like $3,000, I think was the prize pool. And this many of them brought the commando deck. So I compiled all of the differences here. I did have a better... I had a thought of a better way to present this data, but this is what I used yesterday to build that version of the deck. So it's how many copies of each card were in the deck on average here. And then how many were in the decks of the people with 4 wins. So there was a 5 win, 2 4s, a 3, a 2, and a whole bunch of 0s, and then a 1. So the decks that did good had this for the average amount of each card included. And then this is the difference, the color-coded difference. So, like, naval power is bad. People who did not do well were running naval power. And fortification was slightly bad. But dilemma was great. A lot of the more losing-y people weren't running dilemma. Dilemma is a 1 mana removal. Doesn't draw a card, but it is a removal. The number 34 Commando had a good win rate. Everybody ran wave after wave. But yeah, the better way to present this data, I realized, just like what percentage of the amount they were allowed to run did they run? Because this game is weird compared to other card games. It's not like 4 of limit in your deck. The amount you can have in your deck is based on the rarity of the card. So you can have 4 copies of commons, 3 copies of uncommons, 2 copies of specials, which is their rares, and 1 copy of elites, which is their epics or legendaries or whatever. And then the commons and uncommon, I think they call standards and limiteds, which is really annoying as a Magic player because those words mean other things. But yeah, it should be the number of copies in the deck. That was my Magic player mind. It should be what percentage of the maximum are they running? Because like 4 Convoy was in every single deck. It's a common. 1 Ranger was in every single deck. 1 Royal Research was in every single deck. But you're only allowed 1. They're elites. So like this is like weighting it wrong. The common is not 4 times better than the... Took a while to get all of the data in. It took a good long while. I kind of want to do it for the German mid-range, though. German mid-range was... I think there were 8 copies of it. So I think I want to go over that again and figure out what to craft for the German mid-range deck, because I don't really have a good German deck right now, but I want one. Midweek special. I still have some diamonds to spend. I don't want core packs, though. I don't want regular packs. I want core. But there's officers packs which have more cards. They have two... Officers packs have 2 more cards than regular packs. So you get 5 cards in a regular pack. At least one of them is uncommon or better. So it's much like a Hearthstone pack. Where an officer pack has 7 cards. 2 of them are uncommon or better. One of them is rare or better. They cost 3 times as much, but you're getting just as many of like not common slots. You're getting 3 times the not common slots. I think the officer packs are just way better. Hey, Ahmed, the spreadsheet is all of the tournament commando players. How many copies of each card they were running. Like, everybody had 100% Baker Streets. Cup of Tea was largely 3s. Somebody only got 1 win, was running 4. And one of the 4 wins was running 2. I went through and I made this deck using that data. Mando by the numbers. With the exception of there's some elites I don't own. So it was very easy for me to say, well, Wellington, I will not put in the deck. Even though the Wellington should probably be in the deck. 2 people ran Wellington. One of them got 4 wins. One of them got 1 win. So I guess the Wellington is pretty much mid. But it was easy for me to just cut it because I don't own it. Same thing with the actual number 43, the 5-cost commando. It did have a positive win rate. This guy was running it, and this guy had 3 wins was running it. And 1 of the 0 wins was running it. But it looks like it might be good to run that. Of course, this is oversimplifying. It's assuming that, like, those flex spots don't interact with each other. When you do have to consider, like, your curve and stuff, too. One guy was actually running the 1/2/3s. 2-mana American card that when you play another creature, the 1/2/3s turns into it. So it's like another copy of a commando, basically. But only if we're going to play 2 commandos in 1 turn, which tends to be the way you actually play the deck. But I don't want to run it because you only get 12 American cards. And I like 3 war bonds, 1 America at War, and 4 War Machine for the ramp package. And that leaves you 4 more, 2 duresses and 2 for freedoms. I should put it in the Discord. I need to present it in a better way. Ahmed, I was saying right before you showed up that this was like my Magic the Gathering brain, going with like how much did everyone run on average. Where, like in this game, because you can only have 4, 3, 2, 1 copies of a card depending on the rarity, I think it'd be a lot better to redo this as like what percentage of the maximum they could run did they run. Better is an enemy of good. No, I think that's a pretty big flaw. I mean, it's kind of published right now because I'm just showing it. It would be useful just to have the data compiled, and then you could do your own analysis of the data, because it took like an hour to plug it all in. But I kind of want to make a YouTube video about it. Let's jam another game with the commandos by the numbers. I think the last card I'd added was a fortification. And if we look at fortifications, it is slightly bad. It was only run twice by a 4-win guy and 2 copies by a 2-win guy. But I think fortification might be better on the ladder because there's an awful lot of rush decks on the ladder. Where the tournament format is different. People will bring different decks, but also it's like everybody brings 3 decks and you have to play a match somehow. I don't know the rules. That's a full mulligan. We need ramp, not commandos. There's plenty of commandos. You won't very often lose to not having a commando card. You really do need ramp, though. Yeah, I did think about trying to, instead of just doing data entry, I did think about trying to just do, like, write a script. But I felt like the workload was light enough. It would be quicker just to do it. That's the weird part about automation. If you automate it, it can save you a lot of time, but you might spend more time making the program than it actually saves you. Any ramp? There's a 2-mana ramp, a little late to the party. Better late than never, though. The first thing my opponent did was gain 7 defense, so at least we have lots of time. Got 7 cards in hand. I guess we'll shoot it up to 8 by firing that off. We're running out of card draw here too. We do have a lot of commando stuff though. Start your turn, draw a card, and gain 2 defense if this was not attacked. My deck doesn't do much attacking. I think we go ahead and make some commandos here. A little late to the party for a number 9, but we'll put it in our hand. Okay, do we want to protect the convoy or just fire off the cup of tea? I think we convoy. Hey, we actually killed that? But did we get, like, almost all the pings onto that 1-8? I guess 3 went here and 8 went there. Well, 7, because I get to pick the first one. Double wrote. We could go again. We did draw another Baker Street. If I had ramp, I would do that for sure instead of going again. I don't think I go again. I think we risk actually running out of steam. Cycle these expensive cyclers. Hand, leave it in her hand. I kind of want to be able to do the Fury, the Rangers, and the Commando raid. Ooh, that guy's pretty good against me. We drew a ramp. Why don't we just knock that guy to 1 health? Ramp. And then maybe the following turn we're going to wave after wave. Just for 2. Ooh, Careless Talk. Nice. I'm glad we drew that out. I think I'll just cycle the Monty here. Keep the planes from hitting me. Pushing both of these guys might have been better. I do need to get them off of my back line. Ugh. My spells cost even more now. I can still 10 mana wave after wave. Get rid of the first one. Commandos, like when I was new to this game, people were telling me Commandos is like the best deck and super annoying. But it is really easy to target it and beat it. Fog of War's so good on the road, guys. I just got plow undered. I skipped my next 2 draw steps. I could play these 2 and do 2 spells. We need to get lucky and actually ping this thing down. First one whiffed. And well landed. There wasn't much chance of those guys living. Their deck is full of removal. The odds of a ping... Now I need 2 pigs to go there. But the odds of the pigs going to the right spot are getting lower and lower. 9? I would get to cup of tea. We would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one always hits. So we need 1. This guy's going to ping twice, and these will ping once each. So we have 4 pings to get a 1 in 4. I don't think I do it. Wait a turn and hope to get Dilemma. Dilemma, or Duress, yeah, Duress. Duress is what we need to break this. Now we can start with Duress, and then our other spells are cheaper. I have to pay a mana to... Okay, went on top of the deck. It wasn't a full discard. One of my cards went on top of my deck. It was pretty sad for a second there. Do I even want a commando raid? Guess we save it for next turn. Depending what we draw, we might actually save it for the turn after, when the war bonding. We're gonna have a problem actually dishing out enough damage here. The amount of damage my deck can throw is becoming a problem. Next turn we have to do the best we can. Well, no, he's going higher. The U-boat is kill a guy and they discard 2 cards, which is probably where it's going. The final research is destroy all enemy things. Sided Wrath. The extremely expensive one-sided Wrath. Well, we cleaned his board, but he still had 20. And I emptied my hand. 13 cards in deck still. Capitulation. I think I have one more commando raid. I might have spent them all. Problem is that he's got the discard 2 cards. So we kind of just have to do as much damage as we can here. Draw 2. 1. I guess I'll keep the duress. That might bait him to actually use this discard. Only got 5 cards in my deck. There's the other commando raid, though. Three damage. I had lots of mana, but we need to... I think we need to be a little more patient, get more out of our pews. Maybe we actually do just have to fire it now. I think we're at the point where we actually just can't win. Yeah, especially with him putting out a bunch of tanks. It just adds more health to the board. Much ramp at the bottom. There's no shot these live. I scooped. Dying. I also just died next turn, so at least we didn't die to getting decked. The German decks are I think, the best decks. Yeah, I didn't have any ramp. But when I mulliganed, that's evened out what I said at the start. Like, you need ramp, because then when you actually deploy your commandos, you're doing like 2 more spells every time. Turns out he was slow as molasses, so I actually could have just been more patient. Full mulligan for the ramp spells. 3 mana ramp. Mandos. 3 mana ramp's better than nothing. We're up against Japanese, though. God damn it. Just like scoop to this guy. No, we do the duress. We don't scoop to that guy. When an enemy gives an order, deal 1 damage to their HQ. It's so absurdly good against us. Yeah, drawing cards with like the 2 mana cards is it's gonna make your deck run out of steam. But it'll get you a better turn immediately, so it's a question of how much pressure are you under. Most of the time you don't have the time to just be derping around. Second freaking copy of that. Yeah, there's a lot of anti-combo running around too. Tempted to concede. I won't, but I am tempted to. There's 2 ways we kind of get out of this. One of them is by playing these guys both out and they live. The other one is by drawing the wave after wave. I'm going to try this way. First chance. Soviet Japanese. We need the wave after wave. We could also try to get lucky with the pings. He's leaving the Rangers on the board. We do a commando turn here. It is at least double strong. Oh, we got one of them. We got one of them as quick as we could. And we blew up the non-pinned frontliner. That's actually kind of ideal. We risked our commandos and he had a way to clean them. Wave after wave. Nope. Commando, though. Worst pings. GG. Dead on board. Yeah, I don't actually like the commando deck. The commando deck is really powerful when you're like climbing up to the top of the ladder. But that's when people are just kind of playing what they own. They're like throwing their fun cards together that they happen to have. When people, like, once you get to the top of the ladder, you're against people who own all the cards. And therefore can just put the anti-commando cards in their deck. Should have pinged the Lord back there. Tough to imagine ever winning that. Pinging, the Lord was doing, what, 2 damage to us, so it wasn't really dealing that much damage. But I guess we didn't really have a shot of killing off the 1/3. We do have a ramp. Maybe I'll keep 1 set of this. We would like a second ramp before we do that, but... Ooh, second ramp. We're up against Germany again. American Germany. The 1-2-3 deck. The 1-3 deck looks pretty good too. tempted to duress that, but we'll save it for pings. This guy draws a card when you convert one or more cards. But yeah, I guess most of their conversion is converting my units on the board. Ramp go. Where do we go for it? I think I'll regret not just ramping, but let's do the convoy and cycle the plan. That'll give us a little more mana. We should be able to fire off a lot of spells on this commando turn. Wave after wave. That. The big commando. Another Baker Street, nice. Ooh, another commando raid, sick. We'll definitely hold our production because we're likely to be able to ping for 4 future turn, even if he has removal for both of these. Got 10 energy. He's ramping right alongside me, so I have to assume they're both dead. Maybe not. He's just ignoring them in contest doctrine. Huh, he just ignores them both. Okay, we'll hold that for later, because he might actually have a careless talk. Press that earlier, I might have taken a toughness off of it. It's just damage. How did he not have any removal? I guess maybe it was more of the combo build than the control removal heavy build. That wasn't even a particularly good turn for spelling. I did a 5 mana spell. We saved the production. Did more damage. Thing saved. Then thank you for the resub.
This is some strange looking blood bowl.
Oh, I forgot to change my Twitch category, didn't I? Thank you for reminding me, Duthan. I fixed the YouTube stream, I didn't fix Twitch. We have 1 ramp. I think I'm still going to throw that back. See if we can find the 5 mana ramp. We kept the convoy because you can do turn 1 convoy, turn 2 war machine, turn 3 use the production from this to get your the 5 mana ramp down. Keep the dream alive. We're up against aggro Japanese. Now we could use that production to get wave after wave on turn 5. On mana 5. We are getting there quicker. We have options now. We did draw the war bonds. So we can war bonds. Or we could wait and go for the wave after wave. We're kind of screwed no matter which one we do. They're going to hit us for another 7 at least. So at 7, we could do production wave after wave. Be at 7 health. We are going to have to wave after wave. This guy will put us up to 7. So next turn we'll get 7 anyway. Which is enough to wave after wave with burning a 1 mana spell. Yeah, this is just right then. Then the turn after wave, we've ramped harder. Ooh, 3 more damage. We're at 4. I have gained 4. He's got a window of 1 turn to kill us before we can do the radar. Do half a Baker Street. Oh, did I even need to prime it? I just assumed I did. I think all of his dudes were 2 health. Yeah, the tanky blade was just a 2/2. I didn't even need to prime it. Target dudes. Nice. It is cool that this gives you an extra spell as well. Does the extra spell kill the dude? It does. Okay, we're at 6. Stabilizing at 6. Presses us. Ramp, push. Pushing's actually kind of good because they have multiple tanks that can rush across and go face. Also, they probably have expansion, so me holding the front line is good. 4. Where's the pingers? Baker Street. Bando. Cheap one. One to the face, draw a card. We might be dead. 2 to everything! Grab 1. Yay! Not dead. 1 is enough. That was close. It was very close. Get a drink here while the matching is matching. I'll be quick. Back in time to mulligan. Pretty decent start, too. 2-mana ramp, 5-mana ramp. It's another German opponent. People like playing Germany. Wait, no, that's not German. That's American. I get the two bird symbols mixed up. Oh, it's the plain deck. That's an extremely rush deck. Getting free birds. I guess he put it back on top of his deck. When you draw the PB2Y, you get a free 1-drop plane. Next turn we'll be able to clean these all up, but I might be dead. He draws an Alabama, we're screwed. He did not. 4th Alabama there. Show and draw and give your units +2 attack this turn. Wham! 8 extra damage. Take 14. So +1 to all the planes. Okay, we have to do a spell first. We could waste the cup of tea. That seems fine. We could play the commando in duress and fire it. I really think commandos don't need the cup of tea. We could do it that way. Commando in hand. They at least have duresses of their own, if not damaging removal. Guess I should have suppressed him, so he wouldn't buff his buddies. We might see this game why this deck is oppressive when you're playing against people who just have their favorite cards in their deck. Because if you can't kill these, and they're hard to kill, they have smokescreen, you can't attack them. You don't have a bunch of ways to actually, like, orders to kill them with. Your opponent ends up with just way too many of them for you. Doing 4 damage for each spell is a lot of damage. I'll draw. If we don't draw 1-drop, we get a little screwed. We did draw 1-drop. So much damage. He played the bomber that makes a free plane. Then immediately drew the draw 2, put 1 card in your hand back on top of your deck. We probably got him. It was enough damage to kill him and his buddy. That deck is definitely fast enough to beat commandos. So I don't know if that you need to like pollute your deck with anti-commando cards. Because you can beat commandos by like outlasting them, killing the commandos as they get deployed, and just running them out of enough spells to get pings. You can also just be faster than them. You don't need to be both. Double ramp. I think I'll actually keep it a draw 2. Double ramp. There's a slight danger of just over ramping and not having anything left. Ramp fight. I'm gonna do it this way so we can get the card draw off of America at War. You have 2 extra unspent credits, so you get to draw a card. He's rampant just as hard as we are. I've ramped once more. 1, 2, 3s into the F1. FW 190. That guy packs a punch. I see your ramp. I raise you more ramp. We can duress the one that looks like it's healthier. There's pretty clearly a healthier one. Did we get the 1, 2, 3? We did. I guess the duress probably would have turned off the 1, 2, 3 anyway. Oh, he leaves the commando and takes the one that makes commandos hit for 1 more. We do raid Monty? Commando Monty raid. Let's do it that way. Ramp and leaves the radar.
We're going in full throttle.
Hey, Mr. Rocker Cocky. Raid Monty? Like, Sky Blue Monty was watching me the other day. He was very thrilled to see the card called Monty. They didn't kill my dudes. Interesting. Let's go face. Face is the place. And everything's gonna die before face anyway. Just the way the numbers work. I think he was dead even if we killed the creature first. Hey, Mr. Rocker Crocker. You were lurking back at the end of the Blood Bowl match? Man, Blood Bowl did not welcome me back with open arms. A couple of rough Blood Bowl games. I do have to end the stream somewhat early today. I've got a appointment at the lawyer again at 3 in an hour and a half. So I need time to wrangle my dad and get ready and everything. follow up on the power of attorney appointment. Guess we'll keep one convoy. Even with no ramp, I think it's good to keep one. Because it does give you something to do. Turn 1 this, turn 2 cycle. Guys are annoying. Hopefully he doesn't have 3 of them like our earlier opponent. You have the dress for the first one. Why have I always beaten lawyers? It was back-to-back appointments. It's the same thing. For the power of attorney, we go meet them last week. And then my dad got to tell them, like, what they wanted. You know, well, they explained to him, like, what a power of attorney is and what it means and all this stuff. And now they've done the paperwork over the last week. We're going to go back and review what they've done and sign it. That'll be the end of the lawyering for that. I also need lawyers to buy a host, though. Four mana turn. The gain 7 is pretty nice. I think we just fire off the two cost cycles, though. They're the least efficient when you're commandoing. Maybe just gaining 7 that turn would have been fine. We actually have a pretty good turn here, though, where we can go commando raid, coin, convoy, coin, coin. I might need to just gain the health here, though. We also have the radar. Both of our life gains. I don't think there's much danger of him killing me here. There's also not too much danger of our commandos dying. I'm going to hold this in case he has another Shibata regiment. Thought I was stuck in a case. No, just family law stuff, not legal stuff. Not criminal stuff. Guess I hold. Well, firing that off just to fire that off. It would do 4 damage, but like knocking him to 10 doesn't matter. We can spend these to get pings later. Possibly for more damage. The Japanese-German burn deck isn't the best at killing these. Yeah, Toro might be the only way to kill them, but he had it. Double life gain. Guess we can hold that one. They're not going to 17 us. If we draw a commando, we can get a ping from it. Oh, then again, he might do that. God damn it. Wheel of Fortune. My radar, come back. Well, at least he dug me down to a commando. Ooh, freaking production, too. Rough. Alright, well, now I know why we should have just taken the 4 damage. Because he's got Wheel of Fortune. You're still not helping me move. Football's rough for you too, Mr. Rocker Crocker. You're playing the meme teams like sots, yeah. People often say, "Oh, I play stunties because I don't mind when I lose," but man, you're gonna lose a lot more, aren't you? There's the radar. Welcome back. We're ready for the next wheel of fortune. I don't know if I'm happy or sad I didn't kill his ping man. Or, I didn't ping this guy. Because this guy ends the turn when he dies. $50-50 if we end the turn or keep going. Or kill, I guess. We kick the can down the road. Well, that round we just killed everything. Double life gain was pretty pivotal there. Da 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 da. Yeah, you're trying to play every team. That is a cool mission. And will include the stunty teams. So try to make a deck with PO2. What's a PO2? PO2? I only own one, and it's insanely bad. It's your favorite World War II plane? We can look at the flavor text for it. Because it's so bad, I assume it was early war. The Polykarpov PO2 was a Soviet biplane produced from 1928 to 1952. Yeah, so it predates the war quite a bit. More of a World War I plane. Closer to it. It was one of the most produced aircraft in history. With as many as 30,000 built, the PO2 served many roles in World War II. As a reconnaissance aircraft, light and short-range bomber, night ground attack aircraft, transportation and military liaison aircraft. And from the beginning, it was used as a civil and military trainer. A variant was also used as an agricultural aircraft, which earned it the nickname Kukuruznik, Russian for crop duster. German troops nicknamed it Namaschin, German for sewing machine, because of its rattling sound. I half expected you to end up having a punchline for the PO2 about me smelling or something. What's a PO2? You're a PO2. There's an elite Soviet that puts 3 PO2s in your hand. And then they give you from the people when they're destroyed. Ooh, yeah, that card is good. So the PO2 actually does see play. Because of this guy, the Night Witches. Add 3 PO2s to your hand. Oh, they're PO2-2. So they're a better version. That's why they give you the duplicate. You can't put that guy right in your deck. It's otherwise the same. The Night Witches, or Die Naschthexen, was a German nickname for the female pilots of the 588th 9th Bomber Regiment of the Soviet Air Force. The regiment carried out harassment bombing raids and precision bombing missions and flew over 23,000 sorties, dropping over 3,000 tons of bombs, 26,000 incendiary shells on Axis targets. They flew a Polykarpov U-2 biplanes, which were slow but maneuverable. However, since they could only carry 2 bombs at a time, each pilot often had to fly 8 or more missions per night. The regiment was raised to guard status in 1943 and became known as the 46th Taman Guards Night Bomber Aviation Regiment. There you go. Your favorite plane does actually have a place. And it's pretty good too. Like 3 mana, and then you get 3 1/1s in your hand. And when the 1/1s die, they give you the 3 mana, 3 damage removal spell. So your opponent's kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. They have to just leave your bombers or give you from the people's. But I unfortunately don't own it, so I can't build a deck with it. I think this might be the last game. I don't want to be late for the appointment. Check with my dad and make sure he doesn't need anything first. War bonds. Throw everything else back. We're playing against the Soviets. Hey, we actually got the 2-drop. The 2-drop ramp. 97th Rifles. 1/2 guard shuffles in a pretty kick-ass cheap guy. 2 mana 5/5. When it dies, you draw 3 cards and deal 3 damage to your HQ. And shuffle the cheaper one back into your deck. I don't know if that's good or not, but I've seen a few people running it. A 1 mana 1/2 guard, I think, is a little bit below what you would want. But the second version is way above what you would, for sure. It is a shame it does 3 damage to your face when it triggers and gives you 3 cards. Limits your ability to kind of go forever with them, which is one of the features of the card, kind of. Got a legendary Soviet. 1 of 3. I think we'll just say go here. Tempted to drop the Rangers there, but... Ooh, the face-down guys are kind of good against commandos. Yeah, they do have, like, multiple cards that can kill this guy. Like, 3 commonly played removal cards could kill him. Commando Raid Cup of Tea? It's a little bit going all in. We don't have much card draw here either. I don't think they have that much AoE though, so... Well, they might have 1 or 2 of those removals. Probably won't have a ton of them. The dude. Oh, you draw a card when that dies too? Then draw a card. Okay, that guy's way better than I thought. The first half does draw you 1 card. The second half draws you 3 cards. He had a bit of a slow start, but it is a more aggressive deck. He left all 3 of my commandos, though. I might actually just kill him right now. Yeah, I mean, my pings couldn't kill those, but there's enough pings to kill the enemy. Oh, did I get my crate? Claim the crate. Let's do this before we end the stream. What's in the box? This game gives you a crate of goodies every week. An elite wild card. Sick. We just turn that into any card in the game. We could make the PO2. The PO2 had an extremely low stall speed compared to other aircraft of the time. So slow, in fact, in the Cold War, it actually got a confirmed jet kill by stalling out a Sabre at low altitude. So the Sabre was trying to get behind it dogfighting and just crashed because it didn't have enough speed. Oh, I just got hit by an ad right when I started reading it. That is crazy. We got a whole bunch of wild cards. Ooh, and a golden Halifax. One of my first decks was ramp bombers. Deployment effects do not trigger. That actually might be pretty good against all the German decks running around. Pretty big haul of coins. But this is what we just got. A 1, a 2, and a 3 wild card. 2 gold cards and 350 coins. We've already got enough activity here to get the next crate done. Even though it's a weekly thing. So I don't need to be as precious with my elite wild cards. I have 4. I think all 4 might go into German, the German big boy cards. There's a German deck that uses, let me bring them up. Germany elites. Like the bottom of the curve. I saw a deck that has the Moss and the Leopold in it both. Just gigantic, insane things. Moss is pretty sweet. Deployment, destroy all units with cost 3 or less. Deal 2 damage to an enemy for each of those. You summon a German. Erben Ich. Hey, Circopolius. Deal 4 damage to target enemy for each unit with 4 more attack you control. Ace blue. I wonder if the deck had that in it. The Panther D is kind of crazy. When this unit attacks, the damage it deals is also dealt to the enemy HQ. Which, when I read, I didn't realize how good it is. It also will deal double damage to the enemy HQ. When it attacks the enemy HQ, it'll deal both regular damage and that triggers damage. I died to it. Chat was not impressed. The Comet is insanely good, too. 6 mana, 0 to operate. Or 2 blitz. At the end of turn, return Comet to your hand. So it's just a buyback 6 damage. 6 mana, 4 damage. Hammer to Bilgard in people. And this is another epic that's really good in German. Which is why I'm not playing German right now. Like, I'm missing a lot of their better cards. Send a unit to the owner's hand. Enemy does not gain a credit slot or draw a card next turn. So it's land destruction, bounce, and card neutral. You don't draw a card, but you get your card back because they don't draw a card. And bounce is pretty good in this game because there are a lot of, like, buffing strategies. A couple of them that are actually present at the top of the meta, too. There's a bunch of other legendaries you need too, but I've already got a bunch of them. I don't have the research. The research is pretty good. 3 mana, destroy unit would cost 3 or less, so cheap removal. The next tier is start a next turn, gain 10 credits, and draw a card. Then the tier after that is destroy a unit and your opponent discards 2 cards. And the 12 mana end game is destroy all enemies and you gain a credit slot for each. I'm not convinced if this is good or not. Honestly, it'll be the last one I craft. If I even bother crafting it. Like the 12 mana one is not good. Destroy all enemies and gain a credit slot for each is like, if you had time to spend 3, 6, 9, 12 total, not 12 total, but all of those total, that needs to win you the game. The British one wins you the game. Takes everything that costs 5 or less from the board and your enemy's hand and puts them on top of their deck. So you just bury them. The American one does 6 damage. You get 2 nukes. The nukes cost 0. And they do 6 damage to every enemy, including face. So it's 12 damage to face if you want it, or it's a board wipe and you just get to hold the next board wipe. There's only 3 researches. Japan and the Soviets don't have them. But this one's kind of good just for the 3 mana removal that could also, like, late game be better. So being overly expensive mega late game doesn't really matter. People run this guy a fair bit too, the more controller decks. Anyway, I'm going to wrap the stream up for now. Thank you all very much for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow for some more games for sure. Probably another mix of Blood Bowl and cards. Hopefully Blood Bowl treats me better tomorrow. It's definitely a jerk today. Thanks for all the resubs, everybody. Norley, Doc Hill Power, Zoss Prime, and Duthin.